I tell you what, feller, I want to preface this video by saying that I know there's fellers out there that genuinely enjoy every second of this game, and I'm very happy for them. I wish I could enjoy Red Dead Redemption 2 as much as them, but it just ain't for me. And I'm going to explain why it ain't for me. If you hit that dislike button before hearing me out, you, sir, are a cousin-kissing O'Driscoll.
I don't think I've ever been so conflicted over my opinions on a game before. I liked Red Dead Redemption 2 a lot, but I also hated it at some points. To help you understand where I'm coming from, I'm going to start my experience with Red Dead Redemption back in 2010. I played it about a month after it was released, and I spent most of my time in the multiplayer messing around. I also played the story, and if memory serves me correct, I was in Mexico before I stopped playing. I never got around to playing the DLC myself, but I watched a lot of gameplay of it, and I thought it was awesome. Despite experiencing only half of Red Dead Redemption, I liked the game a lot. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I still held it in high regard. When Red Dead Redemption 2 was announced back in 2016, I was glad to see that ROCKSTAR was making a sequel to it. I never really kept up with the game, and to be honest, I kinda forgot about it until August. I only started watching the trailers and gameplay demos a week before its release. As you could probably tell, I only had medium expectations for the game. Now that you know all that, I want to talk about my thoughts and experience with Red Dead Redemption 2. What's going on, guys? You know who it is. Today I'm going to teach you a technique. It's called horse ramming. You might have done it by accident many times, but this is the definitive guide on how to do it. I'm going to loot his body real quick. Well, not real quick. It takes about 20 minutes, but that's as quick as it's going to get. Come on. So, like I was saying, wait, it's a potential witness. We better take him out too. Is he dead? No. So, now's the time when you want to take out weapons to defend yourself, and, yeah, it's that easy. Objectively, this game is a technical achievement, especially when it comes to its graphics. Also, the sound effects are perfect and help add to the realism of the game. And that soundtrack, it's pretty good. My biggest gripes with this game stem from its gameplay. Everything feels like you're underwater. That's how unresponsive and slow everything is. This is made especially apparent with the aiming. Every time I wanted to shoot someone, I had to play tug of war with my controller. And yes, I tweaked the aim in the settings, but still didn't help. Does the Deadeye even work? Nope, this game sucks! And I don't know if this happened to you guys, but sometimes my aim would shake for no reason, even if I was locked onto a target. I thought it had something to do with my stamina, health, or weapon condition, but it didn't. Also, when I was riding my horse, the game would take control away from me, causing me to slam into something. I stopped looting everything a quarter through the game because it was so finicky. You have to stand on the exact pixel in order for the prompt to show up, and the animation is so slow. You know what? I'll stop now. I got terminal lumbago. I don't want to overwork myself. I'll shut up. I remember thinking during the first hour, wow, this game sure is slow. Then 10 hours in, I was like, I've never been so bored in my life before. And it's because the majority of the main missions start off with a cutscene, then a 10-minute walk and talk section, 5 minutes of action, 5 more minutes of walk and talk, and then, you guessed it, another cutscene to finish it off. Yeah!
The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza absolutely. Pizza.
The end of the mission will leave you stranded in the middle of nowhere, making you ride back to camp. I believe there were like 4 missions that gave you the option to go back instantly. Why couldn't every mission give you this option? ROCKSTAR really shines with their more unconventional missions, with the best known example being getting drunk with Lenny. I had so much fun during that mission, and all it is just being drunk in a video game. Not many games can get away with having missions like this, and I believe Rockstar should have implemented more of that unconventional mission structure into the main story. The writing is easily the best part of this game. All of the characters were interesting and believable to the point I'd forget they weren't real. The dialogue made the talking sections bearable, and the story is one of the best I've ever experienced. The story was the sole reason I kept playing the game. I just had to find out what happened. It wasn't perfect though. One nitpick I had was with Javier. I know he's one of the main antagonists in the first game, but I'd often forget he was in this game. The only notable thing he does is play the guitar and sing. Bill Williamson got plenty of screen time to flesh out his character more. Why didn't Javier? The other issue was that I felt that a lot of the main missions throughout the game didn't add anything to the story and felt like filler. Unfortunately, the combination of filler, frustrating gameplay, and repetitive mission structure ruined many of the key emotional moments for me. I'll give you an example. All throughout the last mission, my aim was shaking, making me miss my shots, which caused me to die 3 times. When I finally get up to the last part where Micah is talking crap and shooting you, I try to fire back and run out, which instantly killed me. This pissed me off even more because how could I possibly known that I was supposed to stay in cover until he was done talking? When I finally killed him, I felt nothing but anger. 50 plus hours led up to that very moment, only for it to be ruined by shitty gameplay. Usually, the story doesn't do the gameplay justice, but in Red Dead Redemption 2's case, the gameplay doesn't do the story justice. This game has a lot of systems dedicated to add realism. There's weapon condition, weight, temperature, cleanliness, hunting, horse bonding, etc. Thankfully, they didn't get in the way of the gameplay. You could essentially ignore all of these things and only suffer minor consequences. The systems I had problems with was the honor system and the wanted system. Whenever games present a morality system, I always play as the good guy because I feel guilty whenever I do something bad. Something I don't understand is the need for an honor system in this game. I didn't get to do any of the fun stuff like stealing or robbing because that'd bring my honor down. But I'm an outlaw, so why does it matter? Whenever you do any of that stuff in a mission, you aren't penalized, but if you do it in free roam, you are. It doesn't make any sense. The reason why I found GTA 5 so fun was because I could run around and do whatever I wanted with barely any consequences. If I escaped the police, everything was forgotten. In this game, if you escape the law, they'll send bounty hunters for you periodically, you won't be able to use shops in the area, you get shot at on sight, and you have to pay a bounty to make things normal again. It just seems that the risk outweighs the reward. Where the hell did this horse go?
We got missions to do. Come on, feller. Oh, I see you. You're in the alleyway. I'm coming.
I don't know why you're so far in the first place. Can you come a little closer? Alright, fine. Oh, shit! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't hit you. Let's pretend like nothing happened. I don't know why mounting the horse is the same button as choking someone out. Of course. Yeah. I'm not doing this. I'm out this bitch. To sum up my experience with Red Dead Redemption 2 in one sentence, I had more bad times with the game than good times, but the good times were so good. When I wasn't struggling to play the game, I was actually having a lot of fun. The majority of the problems stem from the gameplay, and I believe they can be fixed through patches, but I have to ask myself, knowing what I know now, would have I bought this game? The answer is yes, but only for the story. After I finished the game, I watched some reviews and read a lot of the comments on those videos, and my IQ dropped 20 points. Listen, I sacrificed 20 points of my already low IQ for this video, so you better subscribe or some shit. I'm just kidding. One reoccurring argument I seen between the wonderful fellers of YouTube was this game's pace. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a very slow-paced game, almost to the point of boredom sometimes, and I seen a lot of legitimate complaints towards it. In good old YouTube fashion, most of the replies to those comments are, "Bro, you're just impatient. Go play Fortnite and Call of Duty," and a bunch of other idiotic retorts. A slow pace is needed for certain games, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. However, slow-paced games do not have to be boring. When I think of a slow-paced game, I think of Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution. That's a lot of syllables. It's a strategy game on Xbox, and if you played it, you'd know how slow that game is. Matches can last anywhere between 3 to 5 hours, but it's fun all the way through because you're constantly making decisions that determine whether you win or lose. Regarding Red Dead Redemption 2, it really doesn't engage the player in any meaningful way. I never had to strategize or think about how I wanted to tackle a mission or enemy encounter. I was just told exactly what to do, and sometimes I wasn't, and if I deviated from that in any way, I would get a fail state. If we had as much freedom in missions as we did in free roam, the game would have been so much better. Hopefully, you can see where I'm coming from when I say that this game is not for me. I'm not asking you to agree with all of my opinions, I just want you to understand. And if you disagree with anything I said, I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong and why I'm right. For real though, tell me why you disagree with me because I love discussing these types of things. With everything being said, I'm still excited for the multiplayer, and I do believe Red Dead Redemption 2 is worthy of most of its praise.
This game is for wholesome country folk. If you're one of them city slickers, chances are that this game is too slow for you. This game is also for fellers who like to really take their time with games. It's for fellers who love open world games. It's for fellers who love to mess around in sandbox games. It's for fellers that appreciate all the little details and care put into games. It's for fellers who like to fully immerse themselves into games. Unfortunately, Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't for every feller, but I gotta ask, what game is?